My topic of the course paper is Choosing and Using Media in Education, the sections model. First of all, I would like to start with the introduction. Learning and teaching through media is now extremely popular among teachers and students. Media plays an effective and essential role for running the show of any formal or informal teaching learning process. The information is getting accurate and updated. However, instructional materials should be appropriate for the age, emotional and social development, and ability level of the students for whom the materials are selected. Instructional materials should be diverse with respect to levels of difficulty, reader appeal, and should present a variety of points of view. Media can be accompanied of active learning strategies such as group discussions or cases. Media could be a film clip, a song you hear on the radio, podcast of a lecture, or newspaper article. Students can also create their own media. For example, student video projects can be a powerful learning experience. The theme of the course paper is that media has many positive effects on education, including better communication, timely information, socializing online, learning, enhancing skills, and making a career among others. And another thing is that it can be used in almost any discipline to enhance learning, both in class and also out of class assignments. Short film and television clips, reading articles, blog postings can be viewed to reinforce concepts and spark discussions. Teaching in digital age. The role of teachers in the 21st century has changed in the same way that our technology and the way that we relate to each other has changed. Both professors and students need to adapt to the many changes in the world of education. Technology allows teachers to discover solutions to problems collaboratively. Teachers can join communities of experts, share their knowledge, and give an answer to their students about almost everything without delay using different platforms. In the digital age, teachers have a variety of tools and resources available to create curriculum with students and open the classroom up to a global audience. Teachers can upgrade their knowledge and offer up-to-date information to their students with no need to stop working. Teachers can push students to be active learners and foster in them the thirst for discovery and knowledge. It might also be noted that the role of students has changed as well. Students are now the owners of their own journey, and it is easy for them to forget about the human community behind the digital technologies. Anyway, it is important in online learning to keep the human component. This is achieved through the live webinars or group work in class. Now students are required to have some technological skills prior to having the right access to new materials. Identifying appropriate uses of media is both an increasingly important requirement of teachers and instructors in a digital age and a very complex challenge. This is one reason for working closely with instructional designers and media professionals whenever possible. Today, teachers are learning with their students through co-learning, sharing, and collaboration. Students can cooperate with people around the world, so it is effective in an increasingly connected world. Selecting media. There are certain factors to think about when selecting types of media to use in the classroom. Some students are audio learners, some are hand-on learners, and others are visual learners. One of the challenges that will face every lecturer or professor in university is the selection of the best and most appropriate teaching method. The new media types bring more capabilities for human beings to communicate more effectively and efficiently. However, each new medium makes the media selector's job harder. Selecting the appropriate media mix can be often challenging and is the critical component of the instructional design process. Here we have three types of selecting media. Of course, there are more, but I will emphasize on three kinds of media, such as text, video, and graphics. First of all, this is text. Text is used as headlines, subtitles, and slogans. Its purpose is to express specific information, to reinforce information in other media. It involves the use of text types, sizes, colors, and background color. Text can make the intended message you want to convey through the media. In distant educating, text is typically presented on computer screens, but the resources teachers can provide also can include print-based materials. Then we have video, and there are also different kinds of video, such as movies or TV programs, recorded webcasts, different interviews, desktop recordings, or student presentations. First of all, they engage the learners through visual and audio combinations. Students can easily receive feedback and be completely involved in the topic. Video can have an impact on websites and on social media platforms in a very unique and powerful way. And then we have graphics. It is an important part of multimedia because humans are visually oriented. Images, including photographs, illustrations, drawings, icons, or other non text elements on a website or in social media, are examples of graphics. Graphics appear in many multimedia applications, providing communication through attractive visual effects. The need to better understand the media richness of technology and how its use can foster collaborative learning communities is imperative due to the rapid development of fully online undergraduate and graduate degree programs. The ultimate challenge to increasing student satisfaction is to provide the most effective learning experiences by way of student-student and student-to-teacher interaction and engagement regardless of media use. The sections model. With so many possibilities for digital learning, selecting media and technologies for teaching is a complex process with a wide range of factors to consider. Reflecting on the purpose and the learning outcome first is a key to identifying and considering technological applications for the flipped class. The sections model was developed by Tony Bates in 2015. It provides a framework for determining the appropriateness of teaching technologies. This might include identifying and determining pedagogical characteristics as text, audio, video, computing, and social media. Sections model stands for students, ease of use, cost, teaching and functions, interaction, organizational issues, networking, and security and privacy. The sections model is based on research, has stood the test of time, and has been found to be practical. This model gives equal attention to educational and operational issues. Adding to this, it will identify critical differences between different media and technologies, thus enabling an appropriate mix to be chosen for any given context. First of all, the first option of the sections model is students. Age and maturity level of students. Every class is different in terms of maturity and educational level. When looking at a certain technology, teachers should think about if that will be appropriate for their students, for the class, and what will be the preferred study level. For example, not all students can work and study at the same pace. Not every student can perceive information from the first time. That's why every student needs attention and personal approach. Choosing the right method would bring success into a studying process. Student demographics. Demographics may also play an important and key role in choosing technology, depending on the area in which teachers teach. The increasing diversity of students now requires that all courses should be developed with a wide variety of approaches and ways to learn if all students in the course are taught well. Access to technology. Although access is a huge consideration in distance education, it is also an important factor in regards to choosing technology for lessons. Teachers have to bear in mind that not all students have the proper access to a computer. Cost, a revolution in media. Until as recently as 10 years ago, cost was a major discriminator affecting the choice of technology. For example, for educational purposes, audio, lectures, radio was far cheaper than print, which in turn was far cheaper than most forms of computer-based learning, which in turn was far cheaper than video. There have been dramatic reductions in the cost of developing and distributing all kinds of media in the last 10 years. And then we have teaching and learning. When introducing and implementing a new technology into the lesson plan, it is important that it will suit the type of learning in question. as well the teaching style. Teachers working with instructional designers will need to decide which media they intend to use on pedagogical as well as operational grounds. Most teachers and instructors will put the effectiveness of a medium for teaching or learning at the first criterion. Well-designed lectures will teach better than a poorly designed online course. Similarly, students will respond differently to different technologies due to preferred learning styles or differences in motivation. It is not surprising that with so many variables involved, teaching and learning is a difficult discriminator for selecting and using technologies. Interaction. The affordance of interaction is critically important as there is now an overwhelming amount of research evidence to suggest that students learn best when they are active in their learning. In all of these interactions, feedback is an important aspect. Timely and appropriate feedback on learner activities is often essential for effective learning. Organizational issues. So, school regulations and procedures. Each school has their own rules in regards to their implementation of technology in the classroom. Before making the decision, the teacher needs to be aware of policies such as required email programs as well as any other recommendations on the use of technology. Some schools are very strict with this, as others are not. It is also important to consider any barriers the teacher may face if he or she decides to use a brand new type of technology within the school. School district regulations and procedures. Just as the school may have specific policies, the school district may have others. The teacher has to talk to someone at the school board before choosing any technology. And networking. As it is known, new technologies are being introduced every day, each promising to be better than the last. The newer the technology, the less experience teachers and the students may have with its implementation. New technologies are often lacking the testing it may need for confirmation that it will, indeed, perform the way it is supposed to. Indeed, the choice of social media in the course changes every year depending on the focus of the course and new developments in social media. And the last component of the sections model is security and privacy. This is about the need for privacy and security when teaching. Teachers, instructors, and students need a private place to work online. In particular, institutions want to protect students as far as possible from online harassment or bullying. Creating a strictly controlled environment enables institutions to manage privacy and security more effectively. Another safe approach will be to save data on the cloud-based services. Concerns about student privacy have increased even more when it became known that countries were sharing intelligence information, so there remains a risk that even student data on different based servers may well be shared with foreign countries. Privacy is different from security, and that security is primarily a technical, hence mainly an IT issue. So that's what the end, and thank you for your attention.